Welcome, 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 welcome. We are live. This is the Money Mindset Solutionist, and welcome to our show. You saw the thumbnail. Okay, it's about to get a little heated in here. This is a show where we talk about self development, self love, and self. I'm sorry. Welcome to our show. This is the show where we talk about how self love and self development meets our money. This is how we merge it together, how we take care of ourselves and how we do the right things in regards to ourselves. So the thumbnail is saying culture vulture. Let's just talk about that for a minute. I've been calling it all kinds of names before we got to culture vulture. So let's just use the words that we use today. Let's talk about how we got here, and already we have a interesting guest who's ready to come to the front. I see him smiling already. Hold on a second. Let's bring him to the forefront.
Hey, what's going on with your money mindset? You all right?
I'm good. How you doing? You look nice and sunny out there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's cool. Weather's all right out here. Just enjoying it a little bit.
I know you're ready to chime in, but I just wanted to set the tone. I wanted to talk about how I first got to this topic today. Because as you know, all summer I've been kind of doing my little drill learning and learning about the gang mentality and what's going on in the gang world, right?
Hmm.
So it started out before I even got to that. Remember the Murdaugh case, Alec Murdaugh?
Yeah, that's that dude from down south that thought he was
Right.
gonna
So
get off.
I
Seriously.
thought that was a crazy, crazy case. And when it was over, it's like, damn, that was so bizarre. This man killed his son and it killed his wife, and he thought everybody was oblivious to him.
Yeah,
So
super crash out shit.
right. So right after that, I ran into YNW Melly.
Wow.
Right. Right. Another one who allegedly killed his friends and think that everybody is oblivious, think that everybody is stupid. Nobody knows what's going on. So while I'm learning about YMW Melly, I'm introduced to, I think is, um, what was his manager's name his manager's name?
Uh, I know who you're talking about because he also had some affiliation with some Chicago guys too.
Right. So that's how I got to know about King Von. And I'm like, who was King Von? So then I started to do research. Once I got to King Von, forget about it. I went down the rabbit hole. I started learning about, you know, FBG Duck, King Von, and all these different people. And Adam 22 came in, and I thought, okay, Adam 22, he has all these people there, and it was interesting to learn about these people. Then I started to realize that, wow, this man is
Super
really the
white. That's what you started to realize that he's super white.
no, it's okay that he's white,
Is
but
it?
it was like how he was taking advantage of these young guys spewing all of their information, and they are not, they none the wiser. They're not wise to what he's trying to do. Like he's capitalizing off of them. And then um it was somebody who, remember Music 101 did the, what's the guy name that did the, what was it? Oh, I like how your camera's zooming in and out. But Bank of America. Remember the guy had the Bank of America and
Yeah, I
he
forgot
wound
that. I
up
forgot the guy's name
yeah, I
too.
forgot his
Some
name, but
kind of influencer guy.
he went on DJ Vlad's show and talked so much. They get all this information from these guys and he wound up getting killed, allegedly by the person that he wound up assassinating himself, by one of his friends. Anyway, I'm just starting to learn about DJ Vlad and Adam 22. Of course, we already know about Trump and Drake. So right now, I just want to talk about, you know, Adam 22 and DJ Vlad. Did you have something that you wanted to say right now, or did you want to get into a video or something?
Nah, nah. Um, well, as far as that go, as far as Adam 22 and DJ Vlad, just like you said, those guys they capitalize on the young black youth, like you said, because I'm familiar with those stories and stuff like Chicago and all the rest of that. But that's the problem with it. Like they capitalize off of us as a people, but they only focus on the worst parts of us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They don't never focus. They never call them up there to just talk about their music. I might
Right.
ask them 2 questions about their music. Next thing you know, they want to know what's going on O Block, who got shot.
In
You
their
don't even get
cases.
into the yeah. You don't even get into their music or the positive things about them. So that's why when I saw your thumbnail, I figured, nah, I have a few things to say. I don't want to get too long winded, but this was the perfect time because that's what they do. If you're gonna benefit off of me, at least benefit off the positive parts of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Don't sit there and show all the negative stuff and then you want to make $1 million off it. Because at the end of the day, I still got to walk around society and shit like that. So
But
that's what.
they're not thinking like that. They're
Of
thinking
course, man, you know that because the
they're
world
thinking
nowadays
I'm
is
on the
instant clicks.
platform. Right. I'm
But
on the
saying
platform.
what? You
Huh?
on the platform saying what? Half the time you on the platform hotting up yourself so the cops be on your ass by the time you get off that platform. So what sense it
Exactly.
make? What sense it make? You talking about a lot of business that this guy knows nothing about. So why should he know about it? You know what I'm saying? To do what?
But I don't see that's the point. They're not educated enough, or they should be, but they're not. They're just so happy to get exposure. They so happy to be seen, and I think that's what the problem is. So that's where my question come in. Whose fault is it? Is it the
Nah.
atoms of the world's
Well,
fault? Or is it
no.
our fault?
It's our fault. Definitely our fault. Definitely our fault because we allowed them to do that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's kind of difficult because as a people, that's what we do. We create for others, like for ourselves and others. We share as a people. Like we create a lot of things and it's for the world. But we have to be a little more guarded with what
Right.
we do. Like, yeah, it's good to have the world experience it or whatever, but it's no way in the world that you should let these people infiltrate it and then take it over and then start making more money off of it than you. How do you let that happen? There's no way in the world you could start a business and you have several businesses. And next thing you know, after a year, somebody else is
Somebody's
running
taking.
your business, making more money than you, but it's still called whatever your business name is. It just makes no sense. So,
I've seen it so many times. Like that's the part that bothers me. This is why this platform is what it is. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about doing right for yourself and making sure that you do you first. You make sure that you're good, and then that you can give out to others, and you can reach down and help another person get up. It's not like taking advantage. Who said white is right? Who said that that's the platform that's going to get you to the
uh,
next level?
but you know what? It's not like right now we talking about why it is right in terms of platform. So right now we talking like 2024, but that goes deeper than that, man.
It
That
does.
goes back to, and I don't even want to go all the way back there, but quite simply, I'm just gonna put it like this. Try to say wrap this up quickly. It starts off from what everybody call a good book, the Bible or whatever. It all starts off on how things are interpreted. If you read the Bible the way this doctrine wants you to read it, where we were not the chosen people, then you read it and you interpret it from a different space. But if you read it the way the way it is, and you come from a lineage of kings and queens and your people is on top, you carry yourself different. You know what I'm saying? You act different because you feel that you're coming from a different place rather than those that coming from the bottom. So I think that's where it all stems from. And then you get some cultures and some areas, geographic areas in the United States where they believe that because they've been so programmed
Great.
and
Yeah.
like their whole life they've been oppressed by this person so much that they believe that white is right. So that just transcends to from generation to generation to generation and generation, and now it's just to the point where they automatically believe that. Because I don't know if you saw this program. I don't It had something to do, as a matter of fact, with Adam 22. Now, when the guy that he had on there, the guy that be on there, Brick Baby or whatever, he was going through some little emotional stuff or whatever the case may be, but he said something that bugged me out.
Mm-hmm.
He said the only reason he wasn't going to crash out on somebody is because he was with white dudes. That was the stupidest shit I
That
ever heard in my
that
life. So that means that
see
if you was with two
that
black
stood
guys,
out
you
to
were going to
me as
crash out,
well. That
right?
I
So
I
that means
saw
that
the same thing.
If you was with two black guys, you would have crashed out. You would have did what you had to do. The only thing that made you think not to do it is because you was with two white dudes or you was with white people. Come on, it just makes no sense to me. Make it make sense to me. So that's why I feel like you don't respect your own. You respect these people more than you respect your own, and that shit is odd to me.
Well, that's why he keeps a couple of those people there. If you notice, a lot of African American young men that started out on his platform have left and has started their own podcasts or content creation or whatever, and have done really well without him. So that just goes to show
Because
you
you
that,
don't need them. You
right?
don't need them to talk
Exactly.
about your stuff. What you need them for? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, he don't want to talk about the good and you want to talk about the extracurricular nonsense. That's what he wants to promote. That's what he's getting rich off of. And
But
that's
I
not
feel
helping us.
this whole thing is almost like modern day slavery. It's almost like,
Definitely.
well, we're gonna let you do the work, but you're gonna come over here as if you're doing something for me. But I am the talent. I am the talent.
Exactly.
I'm doing all the work, and
Exactly.
I'm just using your platform. Because if it wasn't for me, I wouldn't be able. You wouldn't be able to be making money. So this, it bothers me so much that these people really don't realize it. And like you said, you use Brick Baby as somebody who is very attached to Adam and is still there, as we say, shucking and jiving, or allegedly,
And
or
then the whole thing about that is it's crazy because you get dudes, all right, and like I said, I got no dog in that fight. I don't know none of them guys or whatever, but you get dudes, they from out west, whatever, they were with that culture or whatever. They stand 10 toes down, everybody's, alpha males or whatever the case may be.
hmm
Then they get around this guy, they come up with a lot of suspect shit. Like all of a sudden they doing a lot of sussy stuff that they wouldn't be doing in they hood, on they corners, because they know there will be consequences to pay. So just because now you got this platform with this guy, you want to allow him to do suspect stuff. Why? Because he giving you $3, he giving you $2 over your milk money. When does it stop?
and literally it is about $3, as you can
See,
see.
like I said, I don't really know. Like, I'm not gonna get into that because I don't like to be no kangaroo. I ain't gonna sit up here and pocket watch
You're
because
gonna pocket watch. Well,
nah,
I'm gonna pocket watch because we're talking about money here, and all the money can be in your
all
pocket.
right. No,
If
no,
you
no.
had
I
the
get
right
it. I get it.
mindset, it
I
could
get
be
it.
in your pocket.
That's a fact. To build to support your podcast and stuff. That's exactly where you have to see it from
Right, because
that point of view. I get it, but I'm not seeing it from that point of view. Even though I fully understand that, I'm just seeing it as we allow people to come in and do what they
infiltrate.
want with us. Yeah, infiltrate our culture and the things that we build and do what they want with it and leave us with the scraps. And that's a little tough.
I want to play. I want to play a video because we're not the only ones who are seeing this. Um, my mentor, Music 101, who really helped me do this.
Yeah.
He. Let me see. Hold on a second. I just want to show something that I saw him. You remember, Mama Duck.
Yeah.
And Mama Duck was saying that, Adam 22 is a culture vulture, but she went on his show. She
See,
was
this
very
is what I'm saying. See,
she
she
was
can't
very
say that.
happy to
She
be on
she
his show.
she fed that vulture.
Yeah, so
So
hold
I
on a
can't.
second. Let
All
me
right.
show you what
She even said that Adam 22 is a culture vulture. She said that Adam 22 still haven't paid her money for the interview. Now, Adam responded and said, listen, he don't know where Mama Duck getting all this stuff from. He said he don't owe Mama Duck, and he said he didn't call Mama Duck broke. Now, Mama Duck said he owe her because he didn't get her all the money for the interview. Adam 22 said that Mama Duck went over her budget by picking an expensive hotel, so he don't owe her the $800. Now, Mama Duck said she gonna show the proof that Laura, Adam 22 assistant, was the one that picked the hotel. And get to the culture vulture part, and then we're gonna get to the video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all be calling Adam 22 and Flag TV culture vultures. But y'all got to understand, y'all put them in a position to be a culture vulture. I'm not saying they culture vultures. This is what y'all saying. This is how y'all feel. But y'all put them in a position to be a culture vulture. See, we as the people and their own culture support them and push them and make sure they get to the top. We don't support our culture like that. We rather tear each other down. You don't hear too many other cultures speaking negative about their own that's in high positions like we do. For us to surpass them, for us to be the ones that paint the narrative about ourselves, we have to support our own. So until y'all out there supporting these platforms of your own culture, stop saying that other people culture vultures for speaking on us as a culture. Because us and their culture made sure they pushed them high enough to be able to do that. Push your own like they culture pushing theirs. But let's get into the video, man. Mama
Hold on a second. So that's exactly what.
All right.
Huh?
I couldn't wait to dive into that. I understand what he's trying to say, but there he go again. Like his last bit of comments, that kind of bothered me because you like, oh, why we don't support our own. He got to understand everything today is instant grits. That's what I'm trying to say. So these guys are gonna dangle a couple of dollars out there in front of these guys, so these guys can come and speak on their platforms. Because yes, their platforms is up right now. So that's the leverage that they got on a lower platform, or whatever the case may be. Because views is gonna be views. It's not like um you can't find like a black platform that's doing it, because there's a lot of them that's out there that's doing it. Maybe not, they might not reach out to you because they're not, your content is not what they into, that's not what they pushing, but there's other there's other podcasts that are pushing that kind of content. Those are choices that you make to go to that person. And another thing I'm gonna say, you want to talk about this lady, Mama Duck, she goes on there and we talking about $800. This shit is nothing life changing. This is nothing. This is $800 for a hotel. You had this lady come out, tell her whole story, strip her cupboards bare, let you know every inner part of her and her children's story. And $800 was too much to give up. You want to talk about, oh, you went over your budget?
But that's
What we doing
precisely
here?
what the problem is. That's what the problem is. Like we have platforms. It doesn't matter if you're getting paid or not getting paid. Get on a platform. You can start your own platform and tell your own story
Yeah,
where
see,
you
but
have no one. But that's how things go viral. It only takes one video to go viral
yeah, I
to
get
get
it, and I
out there.
understand that. And it's, to me, it's like a give and a take. I understand why people doing it, because they feel, oh, if this person got X amount of views, I'm gonna get seen, or whatever the case may be. I totally dig it. But at the end of the day, I think you become the grand loser of it all. That's just how I feel.
But
Because
I get what you're saying, but it's about the mindset. That's why we're talking about this, so we can get ingrained into the other mindsets who's trying to get on, who's in these ditches where they feel like, oh, I gotta go to an Adam 22. No, you do not. You don't have to go to DJ Vlad. No, you do not. You don't have to go to these platforms to be seen or to be heard. All you have to do is consistently get on your platform or someone else like you platform, like your own culture, so that they can promote you, or get the word out for you. You don't have to use these platforms. But
don't
if
happen fast enough. People don't is they don't. There's no such thing as a grind no more. That's what I'm saying.
oh,
It's
they don't want
people.
to grind, they want
All
to
right,
skip the
it's not.
grind.
It's just society. That shit is microwave shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, man, don't sit behind a stove and cook no more. Man, put shit in the microwave. Everybody wants shit yesterday. This shit is
that's
crazy.
that's a good analogy.
But
Yeah, right.
that's what it is. Like, man, just want to come up overnight with nothing. They just looking for a viral moment, man. Nah, not everything gonna be a viral moment, man. Sometimes, yo, you got to get your story out there, and might take a minute. That's just what it is, though. That's just what it is. But that viral moment and just wanting to blow up so fast, I think that's when man start to compromise themselves and start to do things that's out of their character and whatever the case may be, just to get on faster, man. Like, like, let's see who could do the stupidest shit to get the most views. Like, come on, like, I just don't like what we came to, man. And like I said, I like to laugh and joke and all the rest of that, but to me it gets to a point where you seeing adults, or if they not, because I'm a guy of a certain age, if they not my age, going there. These guys in their 30s and they mid 30s or whatever, and they doing a bunch of clown shit. So how you think that's gonna reflect on you when you 45 and you 50? How man gonna really sit up there and take you
I'm gonna
seriously?
be honest with you. People who in their 20s and maybe early 30s, they don't think that they're gonna age, meaning that they
Yeah,
think
well,
that
let me be here to tell you the shit happened. Shit
they
happened.
think 35 and they just can't think. And I've always been one to celebrate elders. I celebrate elders. I don't care what your age is. Like, I'm gonna celebrate you no matter where you are, who you are, because I think everybody is vibrant at any age, whether you're young, old, middle age, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of these young people, they feel like, and when I'm saying young, because half of them ain't even all that young. They 45 calling people auntie and unc and all this kind of stuff as if
Yeah, see, but they be 45, but they be looking 60 because they be all pork and licking fused. Everybody want to smoke za and all the rest of this shit. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I get it. But they tear themselves down before they could even reach 30. They be looking terrible, man. And this is another thing. See, and that's another thing, but I don't want to get into that because we're here to talk about, we have a topic. So I just want to stay on topic. So I just want to say, just to stay on topic, like I was watching, I don't know if it was maybe like a week ago, urban politicians and shit. My man, Big Ant, real good guy, real good guy.
okay,
I,
I got a video. I got a video for
yeah,
Amber.
I respect his whole stuff. Now he came up and to me is culture vulture, but he put it in like the
He
reverse form.
blunt.
Yeah, but he put it in the reverse form to me because he let it be known. It's like they need niggas, and when he said that, I laughed. But I sat back and I said, you know what? He's 10,000% right. 10,000% right. Like you look at, like you said, Skip Bayless. He's the ultimate. Now, while I can honestly say I'm not a Skip Bayless fan at all,
I
some of
don't
his
know much
stuff,
about him.
he's like a sports commentator. Some of his stuff is funny. He has a particular disdain for LeBron James. Now, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan in the world, but I can never deny that the guy could play ball. The guy's a super talent. He lived up to all the hype or whatever the case may be. So I'm never gonna knock his hustle, but this guy, Skip Bayless, is one guy, he always finds a way to knock boy. Now, while like I say, it's funny to me because I laugh, some of the stuff is funny, but then again, some of it is sad. Because how can you have so much disdain for somebody and you make a living reporting on this guy?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna sit up here and be super negative about somebody that's helping you pay your mortgage and your car note. But the absolute goal of him. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. And he's worked with a lot of notable black co-hosts before, like
Shannon Sharp.
yeah, Stephen A. Smith was his co-host for a little while and shit like
Right.
that. So he's always with some prominent black dude. And he had a couple of fringe other black guys that ain't work out because at the end of the day, them other fringe guys that he tried to play up with, they not really of the culture. They just got black skin, but they just as full of shit as he is. So that shit went nowhere fast. Like he got this fat dude, uh not Mike, not Windhorse, because he's a white guy. He does basketball. This other, I can't even remember his name at this point. But some fat guy, he always talk Whitlock, Jason Whitlock, full of shit ass dude. Real Fox black guy. That's what I call them dudes. So, you know, these guys is who propel him to be where he is. He had his shot to do it on his own. He goes nowhere. Goes nowhere fast. Yo, hold on one second, Money Mindset. I'm gonna go dark for 1 minute, but I'm gonna keep talking though. So,
Okay.
he needs these people on his platform to do what it is he do. So now for you, to come on here and always have something negative to say, I just can't understand that. I can't understand that at all. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm listening to you. What I'm trying to what I'm going to say is I only know him from Shannon Sharp and the last part of Shannon's working with him and how Shannon bounced from him and look how Shannon blew up. So that's what I know of him. But that just goes to show you how we really don't need anyone else to solidify us. We can really do this on our own if you take the chance to do it. I mean, Shannon Sharp is a prime example of.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to sit up there and say like that was like a monumental leap for Shannon Sharp. He had his
Because he had his following and he had
he
his.
had his following. He already had dipped his toe in the whole media thing or whatever the case may be, and that's good for him that he did what he did. He's making what he's making, and he got a positive, for the most part, is a positive platform for the people. So anytime you're doing that, you're going, applaud them and shit like that.
But it really
But
doesn't matter. I mean, your platform is your platform. You do what you do. You talk about what you talk about, and it's almost like the guest is really, you know, driving it, and you steering it, and they're coming along for the ride. But before we get into Skip, I just wanted to play Urban Politicians.
oh my man, Big Ant, you got the video for that?
Yeah, I think I had it pulled up. Hold on one second. Let me see. Because he was going
He went
in.
in, did he? Did he not? See, but I don't know how long it's gonna take for you to queue up the video,
No,
but
it's
all
up.
right,
Hold
all
on.
right, all right. So I'm just gonna wait, guy.
Nothing more than nigga needers to me
Wait.
about us as a people, nigga, that they got all the way fucked up, nigga. And I'm gonna control my narrative because my shit is documented on YouTube. That's what I like about it. When it come to Vlad 22, goddamn, Vlad Adam 22, Skip the sidekick Bayless, these niggas are nothing more than nigga needers to me, my nigga. They need niggas to be successful. They ain't nothing without a nigga next to them or on camera with another nigga. It just is what it is, bro. Look what happened with Skip when Shannon Sharp left. What he did. Went and got about 4-5 more niggas to try to come in and fill that void, nigga. Shannon Sharp been overly turned since he left that motherfucker, right or wrong. Was already having the motion with Club Shay Shay doing the numbers, getting the interviews before the Cat Williams, nigga, while he was still there. Look what Skip the sidekick Bayless does outside of that Fox network, my nigga. He's nothing without that right now. It just is what it is. He's a nigga needer. Adam 22, he been pushing bullshit, nonsense, and goddamn propaganda on his platform for a whole year now. He been full of air, hot air, and bullshit, nigga. He's nothing more than a nigga needer. He needed the niggas that was there before that left, and he need niggas still not to this day. Just a month and a half ago, nigga, he got on his little high horse and bragged about how many views, and they can do what the fuck they want to do, but don't start trying to talk down on niggas like y'all above niggas. I don't even care if you want to call it trolling, nigga. Keep that shit in line. He tried to talk down on Joe Budden views per month and tried to throw some little slick in there and say cheese, son, cotton. But I'm like, bro, this don't make no fucking sense. You drop way more video. You drop like 4-5 videos than them a month. Of course you're gonna have more numbers. That's a given. But he's selling the bullshit to the people who don't know no better. Nigga, I know better, nigga. And nigga, you ain't nothing without niggas. You even needed niggas to fuck your wife, nigga. You got to continue to pay niggas. Now he coming out, oh man, it's not about how many views you get. It's quality over quantity. No shit, nigga. We been knew this, nigga. You the only one that was trying to sell bullshit, nigga. We know what this is, nigga. Then he don't want to come out and admit, hey man, them niggas had something big over here before they left. We had the numbers, and I was really just trying to chase that again, and I failed at it, man. Because if I would have been able to get them numbers and it would have been turned up, I would have went on ahead and kept all that shit going, man, bro. Use a nigga needer, bro, in every way.
Yeah, man, boy, really went in and shit.
I see. First of all, I don't even use the N word, but I understand how he's using the word and why he's using it, and the impact that it's
Nah,
giving
nah,
is grasping attention. He's letting you know bluntly what's going on. You need this culture to do what you do, and
nah,
that
most
he's not
definitely.
lying.
Nah, he's spot on with that shit. He's spot on with that shit. And he named all them dudes and gave and he gave examples why, and he's 100%. Because at the end of the day, what Adam comes from, I don't even know where he's from, but I know he's like a skateboarding guy. Who wants to see that shit? Like, I'm just saying, like his content is what it is, and that's why I really like Big Ant, because he said one thing, and he was saying his content is he's gonna make sure his people is uplifted, and he got a positive message at the end for his people. So he's not willing to do anything for a dollar. I super respect that. I super respect that, because if you got something to say, you might as well say something positive for your people. That's what
Right.
you need to do. That's what you need to do. And like I said earlier, these guys is only going to focus on the very worst in people, man. And that's what they want to get paid on. And that shit don't make no sense to me. So why you continue to run there and, speak to these people because they giving you $2 up front? Come on, man. And that's the question I really want to know. How much are they paying these guys? It can't be nothing life changing, money mindset. It can't be nothing. I'm saying
Well,
they offering you $500, maybe $1,000. You hear
first
boy,
of all,
you hear
the
boy beefing about 800. So how much bread you getting? This is what I'm saying. How much bread you getting? And then you're gonna talk about that's for his, homeboy moms. I'm talking about you get like one of these regular guys that be regulars on there, like the regular gang bangers and the regular bangers and stuff. Even if you want to give them $1,000, after them dudes go get them a pair of jeans and a fit, they back on their pockets again. Yo, what are we talking about? What are we
Well,
talking
see,
about?
first of all, I don't. Another reason why I don't appreciate Adam is because he play in your face. He tries to act like because he's of a certain persuasion that whatever he say that you're going to believe him. So even though I mean we know everybody don't know this, but we know FBG Butter went on him and went on his show. Well, actually didn't go on his show, just finessed him for his money. And then he tried to say that FBG Butter was lying.
That's him and all the rest of that. He got
Right.
played.
Right. So, but from Adam's own demonstration, it could see that Adam, you don't know what you're talking about. You're lying. We could see that the money was taken out the account and was gone. And then the same thing, I guess he tried to do it back to Mama Duck when she was there, or when talking
Weak
about,
shit.
well, she's picked the expensive hotel or whatever the case may
See,
be.
but my whole thing is, and this is another thing. See, this is what I don't like, because remember again. See, I don't remember homeboy name me, but the dude he from Chicago, I guess, and he be J Main.
Oh, okay.
Remember the story came out where he kind of backdoored him and got him booked for his camera equipment and shit like that.
Right,
Boy was
right.
doing his own shit.
And that
Now,
all
he
spiraled
out
after
of see now, and
Butter.
this is what I'm saying. Like, boy play bullshit games. And this is why I get mad at us. Because let that had been anybody else. Let that been one of us that did that to these guys.
Right.
These dudes would be ready to take it to the mattresses, they switches, they sticks, all they shit would have been out. This guy do it, man, laugh it off. Come on, man. You got to stop doing that bullshit. You have to stop being, how would you say, selective with your anger. If you want to be an angry black man, be that shit all the way through, not just for me. Do it for that guy, because that guy is going to grease you more. Come on, man. And that's the part of it that's really sad, because these guys are just taking advantage. That's why they are vultures. They take advantage. They just take what it is we have and they exploit it. Maybe they can exploit it better than we can. Maybe they have the platforms to do it on a different level than we do. Maybe that's what the
Mhm.
problem is. But at the end of the day, we can let them in the door, but now we ain't got to show them everything. Now y'all just stay right here in the living room and sit down and
I
watch.
mean, it's so. I
Y'all
mean,
don't
we
have to be all over the house. That's how I feel. Nah, that's how I feel. Like, you
just
just
stay
sit
right in
back
the
there,
living room. You
living
don't
room,
have
and
to
sit down
travel
and
all
watch.
over.
You don't got to be all over the place. Like, we just gonna give you a taste of it so you could experience it, so you could see what we about. But nah, it's a lot of times they take what we about and then you gonna act like you telling us. You know the master that doing that shit. I don't know if you was gonna cue him up, but I obviously you was, because I did see him on your thumbnail. That fucking Drake. I didn't want to jump into shit like this, but he's the master of the motherfucker to come in your crib and shit then tell you what he doing. Like, come on, bro. Like, you,
I, to
and I
be
don't got a
honest,
problem with it. Go ahead, go
I
ahead. I'm
think
sorry.
that
I'm
he
about to
was just
go in. I'm just letting you know. I'm about to
no.
go on like a 7-minute rant.
Oh,
So,
okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
all right,
I
go ahead.
think a lot of these people are sleepers. Like for Drake, nobody knows until
Kendrick.
Ken
Until
right.
Kendrick exposed him.
Right. So nobody's looking at him like that. So you got to really be in the trenches, or you got to really know what's going on to kind of figure it out.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, well, yeah, in a way, he really pulled the whole curtain back. But your
Right.
man, all right,
Exactly.
but your man, Meek Mills, whew, he's another fucking story. But I'm not even gonna get into that because that's not what we're here for. He kind of pulled back the curtain a little bit, but he didn't go all the way for whatever reason. Because he was the first one to bring to our attention that boy was really on some real ghostwriting stuff. Now, when he said
No,
it,
wait, hold on one second. Because when you talk about ghostwriting, I used to work for a music publishing company.
okay,
So it's not unusual to have writers
all
write
right,
for you.
okay, I
So
understand that. It's not unusual to have people write for you. I totally get it. Writing is a whole art form in itself. Yes, that's true. But you can't come here and tell me that you're the best rapper and somebody else is writing your
writing for you.
writing
Okay.
your stuff. Like you can't be the best accountant if somebody else is doing the math. You understand what I'm saying? Like it
The
just don't.
math ain't mathing.
The math ain't would never math. So that's what I'm saying. It just don't make sense. So if you want to say he's a top performer, I guess if you want to say that. But once again, you can't come into hip hop. But now, like I was gonna say before, you came in. You're not even from our culture. First of all, you're not even from here. That's neither here nor there because I don't want to make it seem like people from
Right.
Canada don't get down for this, people from the UK don't get down for this. I'm never going to say that because there's hoods everywhere and people give it up grimy everywhere. But what I'm going to say is he's not from there. He's from a bar mitzvah, a nice little loving home, and there's nothing the matter with that. Now, there's interviews from when he was younger. He's saying people that he's trying to line himself now, like the Gully Boys and the Bad Boys of Canada, and try to spin off for some UK drill type shit. He was discussing with how they talk. He's telling the lady in the interview, you should hear the slang they use. It's really ignorant and disgusting. But now these are the same people you're gonna align yourself with when it's time to make a couple of dollars.
Hmm.
Now, when he first came on, his first song that I remember him saying, I'm no big set of hip hop fan, I listened to it, was You the Best. Now, all I remember back then was when my kids used to listen to it, everybody was like, yeah, he's a right. He got no swag. Everybody thought he was a square. Everybody was like, yeah, he corny, he couldn't
Oh,
dress,
because he
couldn't
came
do
from the
nothing.
show.
Yeah, but he still couldn't dress. He wasn't on the show, but man was like, yo, boy can't dress, boy really got no swag, whatever. Then he started hanging around with different people. Then he started picking up these different personas. So now, this
Jack
is
and
what
they
I'm saying.
swag.
Jack and they swag. Now he's the ultimate because now he goes to the UK. Now he's talking about fam and he's talking about glove and now he's talking about this or whatever the case may be. Now we go to Canada. Now he's the sixth guard and this and that and the
He's a
third.
chameleon. He's
This is
an
what I'm saying.
actor.
He's an actor and he's in character. So this is what I'm saying. Pull the skirt back off this motherfucker. I don't know how many fights he had in his life. We don't even know if he's tough. Who the fuck knows? But you're gonna come in now in this culture where we know a lot of times it's people are doing this because they have to. People are doing this because this is how they feed their families. And you're just coming in here now and you just gonna pick and choose the parts that you got. Then they're gonna reward you with this big 400 and whatever million contract. Now you're the gatekeeper of a culture that you're not really even from. Now they make you the gatekeeper where you could tell people what
Right.
beats they could sample and what
Because
beats
he
they
is
could use and all the
he's
rest
half
of
and
that.
half. So he's half black, he's half Jewish.
Nah,
So
man,
you
no,
can,
no,
so
no, no.
they no, they're
All right,
giving him the black card now because
word.
you can act like you're doing this and you can act like this and you can
I
act like that.
understand. I understand in every sense of the word, you are what your father is. I understand that's what they say, and I do believe that. But at the end of the day, if you didn't grow up with your father, you are your culture and what you're used to is what you grew up around.
Well, I
So
always thought that you are what your father is, but
no,
that's
I'm saying in terms of being if you want to say black, then yeah, technically he is black, but his culture and how he grew up was
is
following the
Jewish.
Jewish faith. It had
Right.
nothing to do with black. I don't know how much he went to go see his
I,
pops.
I
I don't know
don't
nothing about that. But all I'm saying is how he carries himself. It's nothing black about how he carries himself. Even when he doesn't have a microphone in his face when he's just doing a straight up interview, if you shut your TV off and just listen, you would think it was any white guy USA. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and that's just what it is. So now, for come on, yo, excuse me, money mindset. It's nice out here, so I'm outside. Sorry about the
All
interruption.
right, I like the tree.
Yeah, nah, it's nice.
But you know
Yo, come on.
what I thought was funny.
Nah, sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
Look, you trying to police the culture, you trying to police the neighborhood.
Nah. I'm not trying to police the culture. All I want,
No, but I
I want
understand
us
this is
to
a
police our
conversation we
culture.
have, and I have
I want
I
us
have
to
strong
police the
feelings
culture.
about it as well.
That's who I want. I want us to police the culture because it's ours, man. It's ours.
And we should be
And we saw
more.
this. Yes, and we saw this happen before, man. We saw this happen before. We know people like Little Richard, James Brown. All these people was giving it up. All these people was doing great things with music, but they always want to sit around and tell you some shit about Elvis. Elvis couldn't do shit. Elvis wasn't half the musician, didn't know half the shit about music than these guys. But they're gonna give him the credit. Once again, that kind of rock and roll kind of shit was hip hop before hip hop. That was how we used to express ourselves back then. Now this fucking guy comes in, he's the king of rock and roll. How? Blues, all this other kind of shit. You hear all this stuff, man. It's crazy how they do this shit. It's crazy. And like I said, it's our fault. It's really our fault because we allowed them in and we let them go too far with it. Yeah, you could sit in, we could enjoy our music, but us as a people, we just not selfish. And in this case, we're not selfish enough.
We're not
We're not
selfish, and
selfish
we're
enough.
very forgiving, and
Yeah, man, too
we let things
forgiving, yo. And
we let things
that's
ride,
some of the
and
stuff
it's
that,
okay. We shorted on the money, and that's a thing. Like, we could be further along financially, personally, introspectively, lovingly, spiritually. We could be so much further if we would just take control of our own mindset, our own our
yeah,
own
see, but
facilities.
that's what
Like,
I'm
just
saying. Like you said, they gonna always play on the dollar because like I say, I believe
unfortunately, we think that they're going to get us to a bigger dollar, but that's
no,
not the case. They're going to
they
get
always
them
they're gonna
to a
get
bigger
them to the
dollar.
biggest dollar. They're gonna give you a dollar, but they're gonna always gonna keep you at a certain level. They're never gonna allow you to be as big as them, and that's not all right. It's all right if you're doing your own thing and you're not as big as them. It's all right in that case. But it's not all right is if you're on their platform and you're like their co-host or something and they're not going to allow you to get as big as them. That means it's time for you to spin off and do your own thing.
Did
Because
you?
it's, go ahead. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Did
Nah.
did you ever
Nah,
see
you
the
go
the
address yours.
video with Tisa tells when she's talking about Smino?
I think I did run across that. That's the young guy from I think he's from St.
St.
Louis or something.
St. Louis, right. Let me just play
And
that
that's it.
video real
That's where
quick.
like, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know
Let me
what
see
you're talking about.
if I have that queued up. Oh, okay, hold on.
Y'all, the biggest culture vulture on this planet,
Ooh.
Kendrick Lamar, Drake, got the nerve. Drake, Mr. Snake your girl, Mr. Steal your flow, steal your vibe. So everything, this fool is out here sending cease and desist letters to people for imitating his flow, for stealing his look, and for dissecting his lyrics. Baby, let me tell y'all something, okay? 'Cause I've been paying attention, and baby, I got time. Drake, you cannot sue someone for stealing your image when you steal it from other creators. That's right, Shmino, St. Louis god, a rap god from St. Louis, has entered the chat. If you guys don't know, I had some TikTok videos. They put the stuff together better than I ever could. Have literally did side by sides of Shmino and Drake, St. Louis. Sexy Red is from St. Louis. He literally has co-opted every sound around the world. Jamaican dancehall, UK rap. Drake's Culture Vulture butt is back in America. And he decided the next sound is stealing from St. Louis rap scene and Sexy Red by stealing Shmino's flow, Smino's look, Smino's everything. I'll put some videos in here so y'all understand what I see and what. But let me just get through this first. Drake, how the hell you send and say, listen, Drake's Karen ways have been exposed. Maybe Ross wasn't talking trash.
What?
Nah, because she called it Karen. That motherfucker. Nah, but I dig it. I dig it. See, but that's here we go again.
But see, that's the thing. Now, it's one thing if you want to steal a person's persona, style, or whatever, but then you're going to send um
Cease and desist, and
cease
because
and desist letters
don't talk
trying to
about
tell
me.
people.
Don't talk about me. Don't talk about the fact that I stole your shit. Don't say that. The fuck you mean? Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to really do that on your channel. I apologize for that. But what does he mean by that? How are you gonna take what I do and talk about don't talk
People
about
saw
it?
me do it first. Just because remember, that's what Cat Williams said about talents and
Steve
act.
Harvey, yes, and about the jokes. Like,
Right.
it
If
don't
they
matter.
saw
Like,
you do it first, it belongs to
they're
you.
gonna think that it's yours, regardless to what if they're not familiar with where you got it from. But at the end of the day, I get it. That is a fact. But come on, man. Come on. Like, so
No
now
one
what
really
you
knows this guy. This guy is not as
he's not
popular.
mainstream. No, that's a fact. But at the end of the day, once again, he's already up. He's gonna take money out of this young guy mouth. You know what I'm saying? So now when Boy come out with his own shit, they're gonna talk about, yo, Boy stole Drake whole shit. You know what I'm saying? So Boy ain't gonna get no motion. Boy might as well be running on banana peels. Cause he ain't
But
gonna get no motion.
exactly. But
Cause man gonna feel like, yo, he stole, look at Boy, he tried to take Drake whole shit, not knowing the story. Come on, man, that's why it's so corny, man, because he's gonna have, and especially now with that contract, he's gonna have the opportunity to stop a lot of motion on a lot of guys. He's gonna have that opportunity to do that to a lot of people. And I don't, because I did see that same piece that you just played, and I don't remember if it's that piece. I believe it is. When you go a little further along, if it's that piece, or it might be something else. When this dude, he had the absolute gall to try to put a cease and desist on some music that he didn't even make. It was Metro Boomin shit, and he was trying to get people to stop playing it or to stop using it or whatever. This guy is out of control. Like,
and
now you're
it'll
not
keep
supposed to
on
say,
going until somebody
but you're not
exposes
supposed to
you.
say nothing about him though. See, this is what I'm saying. You're not supposed to talk about him. You're not supposed to say nothing bad about him, because now if you do that, this is what happens. Now it's cease and desist. So now, but he could get on and he could say what he want about anybody. See, but I'm just so glad that there's artists out there like Kendrick Lamar and like Rick Ross. Even though Rick Ross is all right, I don't, he's no big set of artists, but I'm just saying where he's coming from.
I just think
He's
he
part.
picked a side. Right.
All right, he picked the side, but he's a part of the exposure because he knows. He knows. He's been around this guy long enough. He knows. He was letting it go on, so he's a part of the problem. But somebody woke him up and was like, "Yo, what's going on?" So now he sit back and he's calling it out, and nobody can
Right.
say he's lying because, like he said, he was rubbing elbows with him. He was hanging around with him. So
A
he
lot of
sat there.
people were until they had to open their eyes and like they had to wake up. But that's why I'm glad J.
You're
Cole
right.
backed up.
See, but yeah, all right, I get that. But I'm just saying about Ross. A lot of people did, but only Ross, out of a lot of those people, only Ross is the one who said something like, yeah, he came out and he mentioned it. Like, you wasn't used to seeing this and this until you was around this. Until we brought you around this. That's what made you start feeling comfortable to do this, that, and the third. And there's a bunch of people that could say that. It's the whole people, all those guys from Atlanta, no matter what side you from Atlanta, if you from out there, because he rock and roll with all them dudes. So,
Right.
He took something from all of them.
Kendrick,
But none of them,
Kendrick outlaid it. He said what he took. He
yeah,
said,
but none of
"Thug
them
make you
came
think you a
out
slime."
and all the rest of that. But none of them came out and spoke on it and was like, "Oh shit, when are they gonna get their epiphany moment?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When are they gonna get their epiphany moment? And earlier today, I was just chiming up with a couple of dudes, and they asked a question. It was like, "Yo, why you think Boy cats in the industry don't really fuck with boy like that. And I said, for the life of me, I don't know why, because a lot of people in the industry, he gave them motion. So you must be really a fucked up individual if you gave a lot of these dudes motion and man won't even step up to back you up right now in your time of need.
Right.
So that goes to speak on your character.
I
Man
was just getting
sees
ready to say
something.
it's about character. After a while,
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
character.
Man sees something about something because, yes, he's right. He got on features, he got on songs with these people, and those are some of those people's hottest songs to date or whatever. Nobody can deny those facts. Yes, that's true. But why won't these same people speak up for you now when you need them? Come on, man. It's something deeper than that. Like, you know, it's something funny about that. That's a question that people got
Is
to
the
answer.
energy
Like,
that you put out is what you're going to receive back. I don't care who you are. You're going to go as far as you're going to go until the energy wears out. So if you're not taking care of people and you're not doing people right, eventually they're going to start to notice who you are and your character is going to be displayed and people are going to start to back away from you. You know, some people have long periods of times where it works out for them, and some people have short periods of time. So it all depends on who you're dealing with. I'm pretty much kind of see things kaleidoscopically in the beginning. You know, I try to look at different sides of people or different things or whatever. But then when I see a pattern of stuff, I'm backing up. I'm backing away.
nah, that's a fact. That's
So
a fact. But once again, man, it just goes back to the underlying factor. A lot of people do shit for the almighty dollar. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. I'm not shit. I'll be lying. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not with. I don't think you can cancel him, but I think we could slow him down. Like fuck that. Like there's a place for you now. You know what I mean? Of course, the pop shit and the other people are gonna have him up there. You don't got to be that high up in our culture like that. Whatever it is you want to say, don't ever talk to me now about you one of the best rappers out there. You're not in those conversations no more. You're not. If you want to talk about and that's to me what's so bizarre. He tried to say some shit like Kendrick Lamar's a Swifty. He's more of a Swifty like than Kendrick Lamar. He's more of a Swifty type of guy than Kendrick Lamar. That's what I don't get. He had the unmity to say some shit about you're like a Swifty or some stupid shit like that. He said, but he's the one that's a pop star.
well, I think
This
he's
what
gonna start to see himself differently now that he's really, really been exposed.
is he?
Well, I'm gonna be honest
Is
with
he?
you. Some people they don't care what you say about him. They don't care what you
That's
say
a
about
that's a
Drake.
fact. That's a
That
fact.
they still gonna ride
They
with Drake
still
as
gonna
they
ride
know
with him.
him.
They still 10 toes down on him and shit like that. And I get it. But once again, like you always gonna get that. Like, you know, you always gonna get people that it take a longer time to wake up. Hopefully as time go on, some of those people start to see some of the things that's being said or whatever. But I know that's why I say you're never gonna be able to totally cancel a guy. But we
I
don't
mean,
we don't gotta cancel him, but like I say, we could slow up our consumption of them. That's how I feel about it at this point.
or
Like
we could build ourselves up a lot more and put ourselves more in the forefront, you know. So that's what we could
that's even
do.
a, that's even a better take on that situation. That's even a better take on that situation. Instead of bigging him up or whatever the case may be, big ourselves up. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
big
saying? Big
ourselves up,
ourselves up.
do
Like, and that's my
do
whole thing.
better.
Like, but like we said, like you said earlier, because you from the music side as well. Writing is an art form in its own right, and I'm never going to tell anybody how to get their money or, you know, who to sell their product to or whatever the case may be. But sometimes, man, we just got to be a little more mindful, man. Just like, you know, I know my product. I know this song would probably be bigger if I let Drake use it or whatever.
But I think a person who's a prime example of that has been Kendrick. Kendrick is more in control of his music. I think he's
Of
only
course, it is
signed.
because he writes his own shit. So that's how you're gonna control shit. But I'm
Right.
just saying, as a writer, if you like, I don't really know how this works, but I'm just gonna say, if I write a song and whether I want like a hip hop artist to sign it, to sing it, or to perform it rather,
Mhm.
do I have the ability to say, nah, I don't want Drake to perform it. I rather whoever, somebody black or whatever the case may be, to
Well, it
perform
depends
it.
on who you sold it to.
See, and that's what I'm saying. So now after
So if you
I sell
sold
it,
it to
I
a
don't know how that
person,
works.
right? Yeah, it all
Like I don't
depends
know
on
how
who.
that works, but I'm just saying like be more selective on who you sell it to. Like like we saying about this whole platform, there's other platforms. You don't have to go sell it to Drake. You could sell it to another person or whatever. Like you don't have to go to Vlad or Adam. You can go on another platform. Yes, you might not get paid as much up front, but if your product is what it say it is, eventually that would happen. It's not about
Mhm.
instant bricks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you write a good song, then people will listen. And that's how I feel about anything. And just to touch on this guy, like I was reading something else. I forgot who the dude name is. Bryson Tiller. They say that he wanted him to Drake wanted him to give, like, I don't know if it was Boy's first album or second album, whatever it was, but Drake wanted Boy to give him like the music so he can make it his album. Then he took the shit off of the dude XXX Tentacion, or
Oh, I
I
was
don't know
just about to
if
mention him. Right.
I'm pronouncing his name right or whatever. He did the same thing, man. He saw Boy swag, and see, and this is what I'm saying, and this is how he does it now. At the time, these guys, and this might very well be the case for that brother Smino. I'm not sure because I'm not really hip to him like that. But at
Right.
the time, I wasn't hip on XXX Extension either. Now, to me, his pattern is he catch guys that's really trying to get some traction, because while Extension wasn't big as far as, how would you say, industry wise, he did have a following on like social media and YouTube, and a lot of his songs used to play like that, and he used to
Mhm.
get a lot of spins and wreck like that. So I just feel what Boy do, Boy see, man, that's getting a lot of traction, mostly online. I would like to say, like, he play up online a lot, and if he feel you getting a lot of traction online, then he gonna start to, dabble in your
Right.
own style and shit like that. So now this way, you made it big enough where you got a following, but you're not big enough to where you're nationally known. So now, if I come out with that shit, it looks appealing, looks cute. So now it looks like I'm the originator of that corn shit.
But see,
Corny.
the is the optics. So whoever they see first is who they're going to run with as the person who
No, and
created
I get it.
who
And that's
who
not to
studied.
blame like XXX
But
Tentacion or
XX,
this dude. But no,
he's
he
been
spoke up
saying
about it, and he knew that.
right,
And he knew, and he said something about it. But it's not nothing that he did wrong, or it's not nothing that the brother Smino did wrong. They doing them. That's
right.
how they get in their motion.
But
They had no idea
XXX,
that
he
they,
exposed him. He put it out there. He
yeah,
said
he
something.
put it out there, but at the time, because I kind of vaguely remember that, but I'm guilty as charged. At the time, I'm like, all right, did he? But once again, I'll keep it a sleeve. I wasn't familiar with Boy's work, so I couldn't
Right.
really say yes or no. But when he was saying that, you just get to the point where it's like, nah, that's Boy. He just trying to get on what somebody else made, and that was the case. But vice versa, you know what I mean? He was the originator of
Right.
it. The Boy tried to steal his whole stuff, so he was actually on to something. Now, in that same situation, I'm not gonna say Boy had anything to do with what happened to him, this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna go that far, but we just gonna keep it in terms of what's happening on what he's doing with the culture. We seen him do it with this guy. We seen him do it with what you call it. Like I said, he was trying to do that with Bryson Tiller. He's doing it with this guy Smino. He does this everywhere he goes, and it's just a shame now. It's just a shame now. And until we realize it, that's why I'm saying we have to put a stop to that. We have to put a stop to that. And to go back to the very beginning of this podcast, Money, he is going for the worst parts of you. Like, you're not going to tell me he's not behind that stupid shit that Sexy Red is doing. You're not telling me that.
What you mean?
The shit, when, remember, she went in there, she went into the hospital, talk about her shit is stinker, poop,
Oh.
pee stinker. You're not telling me this fucking
No,
clown is not
wait.
behind that.
Okay. So hold on a
You're not telling
second.
me he's not behind
In her defense, I mean, in his defense,
what?
she has been talking about her private areas not being so kosher before, I think before she even met Drake. She was on lip service with Angela Yee, and she was talking about having I think it was gonorrhea, her and her ex-boyfriend or something like that. So I mean, these are just things she talked about.
Yo, man, I'm
That's
just
just
saying.
her
All right,
spiel.
all right. Whether it is or whether it's not, I can't really speak on that. Now, neither do I want to. But I'm just saying that's another thing that goes along with this whole shit. That's another thing. Like, then they put you, like, it's your stuff. Then they turn around and have you in positions where you're doing stupid shit to make bread off it. It's crazy.
I mean,
It's crazy.
we all have to take accountability for what we're doing and what we're not doing, huh?
No, that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. Nobody can't force man to do nothing they don't want to do. But at the end of the day, some of this stuff that man is doing, yo, yo, what you all right. Some of this stuff that everybody doing is just for money, man. And like I said,
Yeah, so we I mean, they can try to take over the culture or whatever. We have to take responsibility for who we are and what we allow other
yeah,
people to do with
yeah,
us.
and that's a
And the
fact.
narrative that's being put out about us. We have to put out our own narrative. We have to say what's going on. We have to dig into
True,
ourselves and build ourselves up because
true.
that's what's happening. Not too many people, everybody wants to look good. I mean, I'm just digressing for a minute with the BBLs and all this kind of stuff going
Yeah.
on and changing, the body parts and all that stuff. We want to wear um designer clothes and all this kind of stuff, but that's not what this is about. Those are aesthetics, those are optics. That's not what's happening. That's not what's really going to get us to the next level. And that's why I'm so adamant about this platform and making sure that whatever my message is, that it always turns around to an internal cleanse, an internal change, and that we have to take accountability for what we allow other people to do with us. Don't play in my face. Don't do
Now,
that.
now, I understand you don't want to get too deep into that, but I just want to say something right quick on that whole BBL shit that you just. Nah, nah, nah. And I'm not even gonna go for the BBL body part. I'm not even gonna talk about nobody behind or nothing like that. I'm just talking about the face in general, because now this is the problem I have. Like I said earlier, I'm a person of a certain age, but I do remember I ain't that fucking old. I do remember when, nah, for real, I do remember when white girls was running around trying to look like black girls. I remember that shit. I remember
Mhm.
when white girls running around trying to put braids in their hair, trying to get Botox in their lips because they wanted full of lips and this, that, and the third. Now you see like how now society got it. You got all these black girls trying to look like they white. They got pointy noses. They got fucking duck lips. They got fucking high cheekbones. They switching the fucking narrative. They now, instead of them trying to look like us, they trying to have us look like them. And why? Because they making it seem like it's more lucrative if you look like them. We're biting into this. We're biting into this. That is not a fact. We can make money on how we look like because we have the talent, we have the know-how to do
And
so. They
we're
making
so
you feel like,
diverse.
and that's what I'm saying. But they making you feel like, oh, you're gonna maximize your dollar potential if you have this look. And everybody got the same look. Everybody. If you look at half these people now from when they how they looked 10 years ago, it's a stark difference on how these people look.
I'm even going to tell you the housewives or reality people.
You can't
I'm gonna
even
tell
tell
you.
them
I'm
apart.
gonna
They all
tell you
look the
three
same.
people that look exactly alike: Nene Leaks, uh, Young Miami, and Portia. They kind of all they look like triplets.
Everybody's going for that same look, the pointy nose, the high cheekbones, the lips, everybody got them horse veneer teeth. Everybody doing the same fucking
Right.
thing. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. It When did that switch? I just remember it was white girls that was trying to look like black girls. I just remember that.
Well, like you
Remember
said,
that.
they were just changing their hair. They were
It was
changing their
doing
hair.
more than that. Nah, because
What?
remember, they was the first ones. They started getting them lip fillers and shit.
Oh, right, the
Because
lip
remember,
fillers,
it
right?
was black people always had like the big bubble lips and whatever the case may be.
Or
That was
thicker
always
lips,
their
and
thicker
nothing
lips.
wrong with that.
That was what the narrative was. So then they was the one who started that Botox to start doing doing that kind of
Right.
stuff or whatever the case may be. And and if you really think about it, they was really the ones. They started doing shit like the liposuction and the shit like that just to get a little plumper. It's not nothing to what we doing now, where your ass is like a 200-inch ass. They wasn't doing no stupidness like that, but they was walking around with fucking with back extensions. So they was gonna put a little something so they get a little bump or whatever. They the ones who started all of this, man. They the ones who put all of this into, brought all of this into the forefront. So
to
where,
to, to make it feel like it's good to change up. It's good to get.
yes,
I
but
don't
I
know
just want to
where.
know, when
I
did it
wish we
switch that
didn't
we
do that.
trying to look like them now? Of course you wish we didn't do that,
I
because
wish we didn't do that.
we're beautiful beings without that. We are beautiful beings without that, and diversity is key. You want to see ladies that some is bigger, some is smaller, some is taller, some whatever. You just like diversity. You walking around with everybody looking the same. It's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
I don't know. I, I don't even, I'm
Nah,
at a
it's
loss for
crazy.
words.
Nah, it's crazy.
I'm like
Nah, I get it, but I wasn't trying to stump you or nothing. But I'm just saying, to me,
no,
that's
because
another aspect of it is
that
retarded.
bothers me more so than anything else. I mean, we're on the culture vulture today. I mean, but sometimes just this BBL stuff that bothers me to a whole nother level because I was
Because
just
how I feel
watching
about that
something.
is, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just watching something with these guys. They were talking about BBLs versus wifey, and from my perspective, I feel like a BBL is going to get you more looks, but it's not going to really get you a husband. Um, it may get you more D, but is not really going to get you to where
Is
you
it?
to. Well, that's
Is
what I
it?
thought, and that's what the guys are
Nah,
saying. He's saying
that's
because
not,
what the
that's not.
guy said is that he wonders how it looks from the back or something like that. So, but that's not something that he wants as a wife or he wants to see every day. He said the first thing he thinks about is that you should invest that money into your education, a career. You know, you spend like $10,000 for this for what?
I get
And so
like I said, I
that
don't.
was my mindset about it.
All right, but I don't. Like I said, I'm not going to get into the pocket watching aspect. Whatever they want to spend their bread on, that's on them. But what I'm gonna say is about this body augmentation and all the rest of that. That's a whole part of this, in my opinion. That goes to speak on the same thing that we started talking about, that whole culture vulture stuff, because they making it seem like that's the only way you're gonna make money. That's the best way for you to make money.
And
So
that's
once
what they
again,
think.
they're telling you what to do in order for you to make money. But why? Because they once again they're playing on the weakest part of of the people's psyche. Oh,
How's
first of all,
your psyche? Yeah.
you're gonna go by your look. First of all, everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to be noticed, or whatever the case may be. So now you're gonna tell them to do that, and then what? These people, after they do that to their body, where they gonna end up working? You're not going to Wall Street. You're gonna
Right.
end
I
up in
see
a
a lot
club.
of people
You're gonna end up
crying.
but you're gonna end up in a club. You're gonna end up, in a bottle, being a bottle girl or whatever the case may be, being an S worker or whatever the case may be. Those are the industries that you're gonna end up in, because when you start to look like that, when your breast is big and your ass is big and you got, you do Wall Street and those places don't want nothing to do with you. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. So
It just says
if you
something
don't have
about you. It
yes, if
just
you
it
don't have
doesn't.
your own platform though, and that's why I'm saying now, when you have your own platform, people don't really take you seriously, in my estimation. That's why they end up doing shit like OnlyFans, reverting to the shit
Yeah.
that they knew. Oh, just because you could be smart as shit, but just because your
Nobody
mom
would
took
know.
away, nobody would know. So now people don't want to hear what you're gonna say. People, like you said, the dude said you want to see it from the back and this, that, and the third. So to me, nah, but I'm saying, so dudes don't want to see you sitting on it. They want to see you sitting on it. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to see you sitting on your ass. They want to see you sitting on it. So they don't care
Like
what you got
what
to
you
say.
doing with all of that?
Yeah, they don't want to see what you got to say. So once again, they take away your voice and just make you an object just for them. But that just brings you down, because your self-esteem can't be good. You know what I'm saying? If you feel you have more to offer, but everybody just want to see you for your body, it can't be a good feeling like that. It can't be. But you
It
got,
cannot.
yeah, and you made them paint you into that corner, man.
I
With
mean,
this bullshit.
I've known young ladies like, oh, I just want to get my breasts done. I'm like, for what? So I can feel better about myself. No, you feel better about yourself first and
And I
foremost.
and I just want to know, and I don't know if they ever did it or not, but I just want to know if that ever worked. That shit
that
don't work.
I know
That
that
shit don't
from
work. It's not
right,
going. You ain't gonna
exactly.
feel better in yourself. You gonna feel the same way. You just gonna look different.
I'm
I'm
just gonna walk
sorry,
around
yo.
with the same old stomach.
You no, but I'm saying you gonna feel the
You
same way
get you a
inside. You just
good
gonna look different.
brassiere and you plump it up or do whatever you need to do, push it down, plump it
Man,
up,
let me
whatever.
explain something to you, man. From a guy's point of view, man, it's just like anything else. Somebody gonna find you attractive no matter what you look like. Trust and believe that.
As soon as
Trust
you
and
find
believe that.
yourself attractive,
Attractive people gonna find you attractive. That's a fact.
exactly. It
That's a
starts
fact.
with the self. It starts
You
with
know,
self.
exactly. So and that's where this goes because these people they really don't they don't really respect themselves enough. And like I said, I know we wasn't really supposed to stay on this as long, but I don't
No,
even know who I don't even know who homegirl is though. But the other day they showed her, they had her, she was doing something walking on stage. Like she was
oh,
gonna
that's
fly
Erica
away and shit.
Banks.
Like she was gonna fly away. You saw her ass, that shit was flapping in the wind. That
One
shit looked
side,
crazy.
yeah.
I was like, come on, my and that you can't look that can't look appealing. Man don't even want to see what that looked like from the back. You
And
can't
she was walking with much confidence.
come on, man. That shit don't even align with your thighs. Like you look terrible at this point, man. That's not even appealing. I swear. I swear. And I'ma say this, and I know, damn, like we getting too far into this, and I really wasn't gonna do
No,
it.
this is okay. This is okay. We
All right, but
good.
I'ma say like, you've been reading shit about how them shits be stink and all the rest of that. And I get it. I get it. People saying, nah, it's not because they don't be cleaning themselves or whatever the case may be, yada, yada, yada. But I'm just going to say, in that case, right there, with that young lady we was just talking about, how is she cleaning herself properly? I don't give a fuck what you telling me. Her arms all short. I know she better get back there to wipe her fucking ass properly. I don't care what you telling me. With them short arms and that gigantic ass, where you reaching? What you
Now,
wiping, ma?
now this is what's funny when they say that the BBL stinks. I'm
I
thinking
know they're
it's the
not talking
material.
about that.
No, no, listen. I'm not talking about that. I'm thinking they think it's the material inside or
Nah,
something.
no, no. It's the sores and it's the oozing of the shit that's coming out of it. I get it.
Really?
Because it's like, because that be like, you ever had like after you have like surgery or whatever the case may be, and you get like stitches, and
Oh,
it be like the pus and all the rest of that shit that's still
right.
oozing up
Okay.
out of it. That shit do be having an odor to it. So I get it.
But it ain't going on forever.
No, it's not going on forever, but that's what
Oh,
I think they talking about when they say like when they
oh.
still going
If
through like
anybody knows what they talking about, we got a couple of people already in here. Can y'all just hit the like button, please, please hit the like button and chime in. If you got something to say, please let us put it in the chat. We'll respond to you, but hit the like button. But
yeah, but
please. Oh, there are people here. I can't even see y'all.
I think that's what it more was. I thought it was
Oh,
because
Sydney
like the
says
pus.
facts. It's too much. Oh, okay. They said they need to hear the man's perspective. Well, we're giving you the man's perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, because
definitely.
nah, that's not really nothing appealing at all, man. It's not. I don't see how people find that appealing. Like I always say, your body have to be
Tanya said smell like the back of an earring.
yeah, or something like
It's
that.
like the
You know what
pus.
I mean? Come on, man. I don't know who your guess is, but they could just stick those in alcohol for 15 minutes. That would be all right after that.
Wait, Sydney said because they can't wipe their ass properly. That's why it stinks.
Yeah,
That's what you
yeah, and
just said.
I totally agree. I totally agree because at the end of the day, Shorty arms was mad short. So I know she wasn't going to do all of that. I just know that. I just know that. And at some point, enough is too much. Too much is that's too much, man. That's too much. That don't even look right. And nothing. That don't look right. So
But see, I never knew what they meant, but now I always had the mindset of, wow, that is really really big. So how could you really wipe your behind? Like you need to get and go in the shower and really dig in there to clean it. But I never, when they were saying like people with BBL stink just because, I'm like,
now, like I said, all right, so I guess we on it. Now let me ask you a question. Now, money. I know you like you do, you know, you outgoing person, whatever. I don't know if you ever have, but you ever went to like a strip club or something like that?
Of
Now,
course.
all right. Now, so when you go there, like you could sit down and you could sit up there and you could tell who's real and who's fake. And don't get
But
me wrong.
I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't always do that. Sometimes I'm a little
All right, but I can.
confused. Yeah,
I,
you
I
can,
can.
but I can't.
I can. So now, and that like goes to say like now to me, I would always take someone natural as opposed to someone that's augmented.
Well, that's what the guy said today. Yeah.
Always. Because it's just something about it. Is anything natural to me is better. It's gonna feel better, it's gonna move better, is you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be better. While to the naked, and I'm not gonna say to the naked eye, while in a pair of tights, and that don't even really stand today neither, because the way they making these tights or whatever the case may be, everybody look like they got a nice ass or whatever the case may be until they take them off. So the clothes themselves is helping people accentuate their bodies in their own right. So you don't have to go as far as to have surgery and have all that stuff done. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So in a nice pair of tights, a nice pair of jeans, or whatever, everybody can look decent at least. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I feel like that. I feel like
Everybody, because you don't have to go out and do the most. Like everybody could look decent. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on the person. Like if you know you're a person of a certain size, you can't go out there with like belly shirts and shit like that. Let's just be mindful of all. But I just like to say like everybody can.
everybody wants to do everything and everybody can't do everything.
No, everything wasn't meant for everybody. That's for
Right.
one. But for two, I just feel like everybody will have an audience. Everybody would, everybody could get picked up. Everybody's attractive to somebody. That's what I'm saying. And if it's not in looks, if you have a good personality, you outgoing, you could hold
Exactly.
a conversation and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Sometimes that go a little further, along the way than, a physical appearance and shit like that. That's to most people. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it at this point. So, but I get it. Once again, when you're talking about the younger generation, instant grits, everybody want to have the baddest beat and this, that, and the third.
Instant
Yeah,
grits.
that's how we just go. Like everybody want microwave food. Like it's just crazy. Like I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's
Could,
where they got us.
could you imagine, like, because I mean, like I said, I'm a woman. I am strictly dickly. I don't like women at all, but I can appreciate women. Some women have flat butts, but they have like they breasty. They look decent. I mean, it all
Depends on how
depends
you carry yourself.
in your attitude. Because if
Attitude
you have a
about it.
confident attitude, then
Attitude.
it
No
doesn't
one
even
will know.
matter.
No one will really care. Like
Right.
how many times have you been on the like go to the beach and you see ladies wearing two pieces, yeah, and they guts is out, but they don't feel no way. Like it's no
Right.
shame to their game. They out here, we
And
enjoying life just like
I
everybody else.
respect
And that's
them.
just like, and their confidence make it be like, yeah, I see you, ma. Like, yeah, do your numbers and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like confidence has a big role to play in that. Like if you confident in yourself, it doesn't really matter what it
That
is. It's just like substance over flash. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why that will always be my message. Whatever your confidence level is, you have to boost your confidence. You boost your confidence, you boost your money, you boost your relationship, you boost your job, you boost your kid. Everything falls in line when you have the confidence to grow. And it's just all about that self development. That self development. That's what it's all about. Like I could barely see you anymore.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, but I was just about to tell you, money, man. My little device is at like 10% right now. I'm going
Oh,
dead,
okay.
but it's been super real.
Let
And
me
what I want to say before I go is two things. First of all, I was really supposed to start off by asking you how your family doing. How everybody, I hope everybody doing your end is good.
I'm still taking care of my dad. I'm doing he's back in the hospital, but I'm just sending him some everybody send him some positive vibes, put some blue
That's
hearts in there.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm
But
definitely
I just wanted to start. Well, I was supposed to say that at the beginning. We were supposed to start
that's
there.
okay. It's never too late.
All right. But then also, like, I be seeing you be trying to do your little numbers. Anytime I'm searching through the internet, because I be on it. I be on it. If I see you got a topic that I feel I got something to add to, I'll definitely chime in
I
and
appreciate it. I appreciate you chiming in today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you giving the ladies the perspective on how the men feel about these BBLs and these breast augmentation, about the culture vulture. Like, I mean, this is a good conversation. So I
Yeah,
really
nah,
appreciate it.
good, hella good, for real, for real.
And as always, I love you for free. I just
Nah,
want to
thank
thank
you,
everybody for showing up.
thank you. I need all of that. I need all
All
of that.
right. So I appreciate you.
All right,
Tell the
thanks
game
for
room we
having
said
me.
hello.
Yeah, will do. But thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Enjoy the
Talk
rest
to
of your
you.
evening. All right, bye
All
bye.
right. Thank you. All right, gang. It's over. It's time to go. You don't have to leave here, but you got to get the hell out off my screen. We got to go now. I love you for free, and I really appreciate everybody that chimed in tonight, who's put in a comment, who's talked about it. Please leave your comments even after the video's over. Toodles.